In this video, we're going to see Senator Jeff Merkley question, break down, and expose Donald Trump being a Russian asset. Let's watch this video and unpack it together, and I'll give you my thoughts towards the end.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Lendo, is President Trump a Russian asset?
Absolutely not, Senator. He's the President of the United States, duly elected by the American people.
Well, the reason I ask is many people back home have been asking me this question. And they say, if he was an asset, we would see exactly what he's doing now. For example, he proceeded to forward or express from the Oval Office propaganda that has been Russian propaganda, that Ukraine started the war, that Zelensky is a dictator. Second of all, he gave away key things on the negotiating table before the negotiations even started, ensuring U.S. would absolutely oppose any possibility of NATO membership for Ukraine. Third, he's cut off the arms shipments to Ukraine, completely undermining their ability against a massive neighbor next door with short supply lines and huge resources. Fourth, he's undermined the partnership with Europe, which has been essential to security over the last 80 years, a major goal of Putin's. And then he's done everything to discredit and dismean Zelensky on the international stage with the just shameful press conference in which he teamed up with the vice president to attack Zelensky. I can't imagine that if he was a Russian asset, he could do anything more favorable than these 5 points. What else could a Russian asset actually possibly do that Trump hasn't yet done?
Senator, the President has made it absolutely clear that his top priority is to try to bring peace and end an absolutely savage war. I know you're familiar with the savagery. This is turning into World War I-style trench warfare now in eastern Ukraine. The President is an exceptionally gifted deal maker. He is probably the only individual in the entire universe that could actually stop this. The President understands, as part of his deal
Well,
making,
let's turn to another of the folks here. Thank you very much, since you're now off the topic I was raising. Mr. Whitaker, these 5 things that the President has done that are so favorable to Putin and so damaging to Ukraine and to our partnership with Europe, do you approve of them?
Well, Senator, thanks for that question. I'm just going to have to politely disagree with you on those 5 things and the way you've framed them. You know, the war in Ukraine would have never happened if President Trump was president in 2022. The war in Ukraine happened because of Joe Biden's weakness after his
I don't think that was the question I
Afghanistan.
asked, but maybe you could some other time go on television and express those points of view. But do you mind just answering the question I asked? Do you agree with the 5 things that President Trump has done, starting with him expressing Russian propaganda from the Oval Office?
Well, you know, again, as I mentioned to your colleague, I'm not here to assign labels. We're in the middle of a very important peace negotiation.
Okay, thank you. I do hope that we have an administration that works to get the very best deal for Ukraine, but what a Russian asset would do would be to work to get the very best deal for Russia, and that appears to be exactly what Donald Trump is trying to accomplish.
Absolutely well done by Jeff Merkley, without a shadow of a doubt. This is what is needed more of. We need more of this taking place. After hearing those 5 points that it is that he's raised in regards to Donald Trump being a Russian asset, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be MAGA, you can not be MAGA, you could be a Republican, you could be a Democrat, you could be over here in the UK where I am, you could be on the left, on the right, you know, you could be Labour, you could be a conservative. After hearing those points, there is nobody in their right mind that genuinely believes that Donald Trump is not, even if, let's say, for example, for all intent purposes, he's actually not a Russian asset. But you would be it would be very hard for you to really believe that he's not, based off the actions that he's taken since he's been in office. All the 5 points that was just laid out, these are factual things, and anybody in their right mind can take a look and see that. Now, the individuals that were answering the questions that Jeff Merkley was asking, you can see that they danced around it. They didn't actually want to answer the questions because they know in their right mind, they cannot sit there in 100% confidence and say, no, I don't believe he's a Russian asset. They know that they can't do that because all the things that it is that Jeff Merkley just set out. Donald Trump has done these things. We saw what he'd done to Zelensky, the president of a country who was attacked by Russia. We saw what it is that he done. We saw how him and JD Vance acted towards him. We've seen that these guys are basically just trying to say to Zelensky, listen, hand over and just give Putin what it is that he wants. We've seen all of this. And as a result of us seeing this, we know that something isn't right here. Every single person right here in the UK, the majority of people on the left as well as on the right in the UK, this is one thing that we can say, you know what, we've come together on. Because we know that something's not right with what's happening, with what's taking place. Now, there's all of these things coming out, talking about in the 70s, Donald Trump, became a Russian asset from then. And this has been something that's been, in the making for years. I don't know if that's 100% true. Let me know in the comment section below if you actually have, anything that can really back up that sort of claim, or put a link in there and, I'll check it out most definitely. But as from where I'm sitting and I'm just observing what's taking place, I do believe that Donald Trump is a Russian asset. I do believe it to be the case. I'm sorry. And the reason as to why is because I remember when I was growing up as a kid, my dad always used to say something to me. He always used to say, I'm not sure if it's from the Bible, he always used to say, by their fruits you will know them. And what that saying means is that if I look at a tree and it's growing oranges, that's an orange tree, And when I take a look at Donald Trump and I see the actions that he's taking, I can see an individual who is working in partnership with Russia, going against Europe, the partnership we've had for however many years, going against Ukraine, the country that's being attacked and being invaded, publicly trying to humiliate the president of Ukraine, pushing complete lies that the US has given over 300 billion to Ukraine when it's not in the case, it's just below 200 billion or something, I believe. We are literally seeing Russian propaganda happen in the West right before us. And there is no way that anybody in complete confidence can say to themselves, you know what? I do not believe that Donald Trump is a Russian asset. No one can say that. They can't. Because without a shadow of a doubt, for sure, he's acting like one. And there's a reason as to why. I'm going to do a video later and I'm going to show you guys. Even when you take a look at Russian TV, they are backing all the moves that Donald Trump is making. Why is that the case? Why is it that Russian TV are going on TV and they're speaking and they're saying, you know what it is that he's doing is good. We need to continue to go down this aisle. We need to continue to go down this lane. Donald Trump is most definitely compromised. Most definitely. And what Senator Jeff Merkley has done, we need more of that. We need more people asking these sorts of questions, because this is a really big problem. And I feel, unfortunately, it's only going to get worse for Ukraine. We saw yesterday that Ukraine was attacked from Russia. And unfortunately, they didn't have any intelligence of the attack coming because the United States have stopped that intelligence. Even if Donald Trump was being genuine and is trying to broker a peace deal, why would you put the country that's being attacked in this situation, in this position? Why would you do that? For me, there's only one reason and one reason alone. And that's because Donald Trump is compromised. Donald Trump is compromised. And I would allege that he is a Russian asset. Whether he done it intentionally or not, I would say that he is, because I'm taking a look at what it is that he's doing. I'm taking a look at his actions, and that's all it is that it's telling me. This is someone who's compromised, and this is someone who is a Russian asset. But look, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below this video. I consistently say it, but I'm going to say it again. Worrying times ahead. Very worrying times ahead. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below this video. Do you think Donald Trump is a Russian asset? Or do you think he's just making bad decisions, and as a result of that, it's coming across like he is a Russian asset? I know which one it is that I believe. But as always, guys, I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. If you like this video, do me a favor, go below and hit the thumbs up button. That's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. And if you're interested in an outsider's view on American politics, someone who lives across the pond in the UK, go below, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell so that you get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. With that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.